memorize the entire Quran, literally from cover to cover, so they can of course recite.
Ready, go. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be checking out a Muslim video titled 10 biggest reason Muslims say Islam is true. Wow. As you all know, I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian, but I believe there's the need for us to learn from one another so we can make better decisions on religious matters. So let's start with the video. Go.
Like many other religions, the followers of Islam, called Muslims, believe that the religion of Islam is true, and it's also the only true religion. In this episode, I'll be looking at 10 of the biggest reasons why Muslims say Islam is true. Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and for this one, I want you to watch it all the way to the end so you don't miss any of these reasons. Okay, starting at number 10, the Quran claims to be the word of God. The Quran is a holy book of Muslims, and it claims to be the direct word of God, or Allah, revealed in the Arabic language to a man who was unable to read or write, and he's known as Prophet Muhammad. Also, it says that there's no errors in the Quran. In Surah 12 verses 2 of the Quran, it says, "Indeed, we have sent it down as an Arabic Quran that you might understand." Also, the Quran says this is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah. And that's taken from Surah 2 verses 2. Next up, number 9, the preservation of the Quran. Although the book was revealed over 1400 years ago, it is believed by Muslims to have been perfectly preserved. And to make a claim that a book would be completely preserved until the end of time is a very big claim. But we find this statement in the Quran. "Indeed, it is we who sent down the Quran, and indeed we will be its guardians." And that's taken from Surah 15 verses 9. Okay, another one has to do with science, and this is the formation of the embryo. The Quran mentions in detail the formation of the human embryo, and this is something that cannot be seen except if you use some sort of microscope. But this is unbelievable because 1400 years ago, you know, how would somebody have known this? So the Quran has a statement that says, "And certainly did we create man from the extract of clay. Then we placed him as a sperm drop in a firm lodging. Then we made the sperm drop into a clinging clot. And we made the clot into a lump of flesh. And we made from the lump bones. And we covered the bones with flesh. Then we developed him into another creation. So blessed is Allah, the best of creators." And this famous passage comes from Surah 23 verses 12 to 14. Another big reason why Muslims believe Islam is true is that millions of people have memorized the Quran. In Surah 54 verses 17 it says, "And we have certainly made the Quran easy for remembrance. So is there any who will remember?" And the Quran, by the way, consists of over 600 pages and over 77,000 words. Yet still, there's millions of people around the world who have memorized the entire Quran, literally from cover to cover, so they can of course recite it pretty much without making any mistake. Moving on to number 6, everything is in pairs. This takes us to another scientific belief that is mentioned in the Quran. The Quran specifically mentions that everything is made of pairs. Today, we actually know that all matter is in pairs. Matter and antimatter, electrons and protons, and so on. When we look in the Quran, Surah 36 verses 36, it says, "Glory to him who created in pairs all things that the land produces, and their own kind, and other things of that they have no knowledge of." That takes us to the halfway mark of this episode. Really hope you guys are still watching. Coming up, we have 5 more reasons to go, but I just want to take this time to mention our members. Thank you guys so much for your monthly contributions to us on FTD Facts. It really helps us to produce even more videos like this. So if you guys are really enjoying our content, consider becoming a member where you can help us produce even more and reach even more people with our videos. Any help you offer is greatly appreciated. It does go a long way, and the link where you can become a member is below in the video description section. From there, we move to number 5 in this episode, the big challenge. Say, if mankind and the jinn gathered in order to produce the like of this Quran, they could not produce the like of it, even if they were to each other assistance. And now this challenge is found in Surah 17 verses 88. We have another similar challenge in the Quran, and it goes like this. Or do they say he invented it? Say, then bring 10 surahs or chapters like it that have been invented, and call upon your assistant, whomever you can besides Allah, if you should be truthful. And that's found in Surah 11 verses 13. The reason at number 4 is the reason of observational proofs. The Quran points people to observe things that can actually be seen, or points to things that would need some research to really learn more about it. So for an ancient text to be able to state certain things about our world and the universe at a time where people lacked certain tools that can allow them to explore and observe these things, well, it's mind-blowing for Muslims. Surah 21 verses 32 in the Quran says, and we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they, from its signs, are turning away. This, by the way, is one of many that mention observable proofs. But from there we move on to number 3. Islam is a way of life. This is a big reason why Muslims believe that Islam is true. Beyond just a religion, it's a guidance for all aspects of life, especially when it comes to economic guidance, social guidance, guidance for every aspect of human existence, including things like sleep, cleaning yourself, how to use the bathroom, how to walk, how to talk to people, how to deal with people of the opposite gender, how to give to charity, how to eat, how to drink, and the list goes on. Pretty much every aspect of human life, you can find it in Islam. The reason at number 2 is the proof for God is found in Islam. Now, when we look into the Quran, we find a passage that says this: were they created by nothing, or were they creators of themselves, or did they create the heavens and the earth? Rather, they are not certain. And you can find this in Surah 52 verses 35 to 36. So either humans already existed, or they brought themselves into existence, or they were brought into existence by something or someone else. There really only leaves one option available, so Muslims view this as a huge proof for God, and this is one of the reasons why they believe Islam is true. Now, number 1, prophecies. There's many prophecies mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad, but just going to be looking at a couple. There's going to be widespread usury or interest, and this is what the Prophet Muhammad has been reported to have said according to the hadith. A time will come over the people when they will consume riba, or usury, or interest. They asked him, all of them? He said, whoever does not consume it will still be reached by its dust. Now, there's another hadith that we find this statement in. He, the man, asked, when will the hour be? He, the Prophet Muhammad, said, the one who is being asked about it does not know more than the one who is asking. He, the man, asked, then what are its signs? He, the Prophet, said, when the slave woman gives birth to her mistress, and when you see barefoot, naked, destitute shepherds competing in constructing tall buildings. And this, of course, is linked to the Middle East, where they're constructing various tall buildings and competing to see who can build the biggest structures there. So guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. This was a brief look at 10 of the biggest reasons why Muslims say Islam is true. Thanks for joining me here for another episode. Really hope you liked this one. If you did, leave a like, and also if this is your first time here to the channel, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when new videos are posted. We love to share facts and information about the various different countries, cultures, religions, and people of our world. So if those topics are of interest to you, stick around, join the FTD Facts family, and I look forward to seeing you guys in another episode.
Wow, what a very educative message. Just like the title rightly say, 10 biggest reasons Muslims say Islam is true. Wow, you know, this reason that I've given has really proven that indeed there is God, And it's very difficult for someone to say that he don't believe in God because he has no reason, he has no proof. And I believe that indeed that there is God. The fact that we are created means that there is God. And those reasons he has given, the Quran is the word of God, and the formation of the embryo, preservation of the Quran has really proven that what the topic rightly says. You know, what still baffles me is that, you know, a lot of those reasons he gave us, we have similar things. We have a lot of those reasons he gave, we have similar things in Christianity. And this has really shown that there are a lot of similarities between Christianity and Islam. Though I know there are also some differences between Islam and Christianity. There are also some differences between Islam and Christianity, but I, for one, I believe that instead of us to be fighting over the differences, why not come together and do more research on these differences so we can find out the truth in it? Because I believe when we find out the truth, we can be able to make better decisions on religious matters. And if you ask someone that is a Muslim, he will always tell you Islam is the true religion. If you also ask someone that's a Christian, the person will equally tell you that Christianity is the only true religion. And if you look at the thin line between those two religions, between Islam, between Christianity, you discover that a lot of things that are in the Bible are also in the Quran. Just like the 10 biggest reasons he mentioned, Islam is true, the preservation of the world, the preservation of the world, the formation of embryo, Islam, Quran as the word of God, in pairs. Though I know that there are little differences, the preservation of the Quran, the Quran has been preserved, and I believe the Bible has also been preserved. We talk about the formation of the embryo. We also have something like that in the Bible. Islam as a way of life, teaching you how to live and all that. We also have similar thing in the Bible. The Bible as a way of life. The Bible is like a daily guide that teaches you how to live. Because I was watching one of Dr. Zaki Naik video, which he talked about eating of pork. Eating of pork is haram in Islam, and he made mention, he made reference to the Quran. He also made reference to the Bible. So the Quran teaching you on how to eat, the things that are good for your health, the things that are not good for your health. The Bible also teaching you how to live, the things you shouldn't engage in eating that are good for your health, that are not good for your health. This really shows there are a lot of similarities between Islam and Christianity. Though I know there are major differences, which is generally about the fact that in Islam they believe that Jesus is a messenger of God and not a son of God, and in Christian they believe that Jesus is the son of God and Jesus is God. So I believe instead of us arguing and fighting and hating one another because of religion, I believe if we can come together and do more research on these differences, I believe at the end of the day we'll arrive at a very good answer that can help us in making better decision on religious matters. I really learned a lot from this video. Indeed, it's an eye-opener. So I would like to hear your comments. What do you think about the reasons he has given that prove that Islam is true, and which other video would you want me to also listen to and also react to? Don't forget, we always learn from each other so we can help each other grow in this religious we are in. Wow. Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day. Bye.